From the Miami New Times, Mayor Suarez, notorious for dodging reporters, sits down with podcaster who posted bigoted content. Okay, yeah, I'm sure he's notorious for dodging reporters like almost every other politician on the planet, right? I mean, look at President Trump going on podcasts and taking interviews all over the place. But Bo Jiden is certainly not doing that. Do you think Bo Jiden could hold his own on Tim Pool or on Jake Paul or any of that stuff? Obviously not. And as far as the podcaster, they are obviously talking about Linda. Shout out to Linda. She posted bigoted content, and that's super scary stuff. And as far as I could tell, I don't know too much about the Miami New Times, but I assume they're basically just the Miami version of the SF Gate, these weirdo pinko commie rag hacks who will stop at nothing to protect the Democrat Party. But they say, Suarez chatted with a podcaster known for calling Vivek Ramaswamy Hindu boy and saying Jews only help each other out. And okay, sure, I don't think that's what she's known for. In fact, I could think of several other things that she's more famous for before making a joke about Vivek Ramaswamy. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot, and it would cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend some money, go ahead and buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. They say, despite what he might have you believe, Miami mayor and one-time presidential candidate Francis Suarez is not the most media-accessible public official in South Florida. At times, reporters asking for input from the mayor's office may feel that it's easier to reach the late Queen of England for comment. Okay, here we go. Once again, these people trying to make a joke and paint this picture about how terrible. I don't know too much about Suarez, but as I understand it, Miami is not the bastion of conservatism. While Suarez has repeatedly left the local media on red, the mayor recently sat down for an exclusive interview with the popular Cuban restaurant Versailles with podcaster Linda Quadros, local influencer who has made a name for herself through her unyielding support for Donald Trump and her self-described campaign against the globo homo agenda. Absolutely hilarious. The mayor's move was notable in light of Quadros' online rhetoric. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Her online, bro, these people, right? And there's a cool little graphic of some of the phrases that the mainstream media is using now. It's absolutely hilarious. Now, the Bay Area is specifically using reimagine constantly because they really have no other choice, right? All the businesses have gone. Criminals are running the show, so they have to figure out another way to fix the problem. But that's a different story. She is known for exchanging insults with users on her social media platform and challenging voters who supported other Republican presidential candidates such as Vivek Ramaswamy and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Yeah, and it wouldn't matter, right? If she didn't they're going to make her the enemy either way, right? If she could say, oh yeah, I think Ron DeSantis is pretty good. You know, he's a great governor here in Florida. She would still be the enemy, right? Oh, he's pretty well spoken. She would still be the enemy. So what difference does it make? Among other conspicuous comments, she has referred to Ramaswamy as Hindu boy and suggested he is not a real American. He is an American citizen born in Cincinnati. And okay, whatever. I don't think Linda was even born in America, but that's beside the point. It's hilarious watching conservatives think someone named Vivek Ramaswamy is going to carry on the America First vision after Trump. LMAO. Quadros' X account, Mostly Peaceful Latinas, posted on January 14th. Talk about great replacement. Forget white America and Christians. And I guess they post a full link. They embed the full episode, which I'm not going to watch. Maybe later. Moreover, sitting down for an extended interview with the podcaster was a striking sight in light of the Miami mayor's past interactions with or avoidance of local media. I mean, do you blame him? I don't know the details of this situation, but if the rest of the local media is anything like you, of course he's not going to. And he doesn't have to be a rock rib conservative to realize that all you guys are going to do is lie and try to smear him. Last September, Suarez was captured on camera grabbing Miami Herald reporter Sarah Blasky's phone as she asked him about an ethics complaint related to his attendance at Formula One related events during the spring. I have a communications director. You know the procedure. You know the rules. The rules are simple. Okay, yeah. So that's what they're going to try to get him with is, oh, he was mean to a reporter over some Formula One stuff. In January of this year, following his State of the City address that saw Suarez discuss the importance of government transparency, the mayor walked away from WPLG TV. I mean, these people want to pretend like they're the saving grace of all things in the media. You guys, you've lost all credibility. It's no secret anymore. Nobody trusts you. That's why you're freaking out at every possible turn, and you want to turn anybody who is not buying into your nonsense the villain. But it's over. When she asked him about his private business dealings, that same day, Suarez refused to answer questions from the Herald, which hours before had reported that he'd pushed for a no-bid city contract for a startup involved in partnership negotiations with one of his private employees. So this is just them lambasting him and raking him over the coals. I thought it was going to be a little bit more about the interview so either way, they're going to smear him, right? Oh, he's really bad and he didn't answer the questions from other reporters, and maybe they'll get to it. Let me hold my horses. Meanwhile, Quadros has drawn attention for skewering comments about local news outlets, New Times included. Yes. Right? Obviously. And that's fine. You have to go to bat for your own, but don't pretend like it's a surprise to you. Accusing them of being part of a coordinated left-wing smear campaign, she also regularly points out people's Jewish background and at times has written prejudicial and inflammatory content about Jews. And this is going on all over the place. If you read the headlines, if you do the research about the doctors who are pushing the weirdo transformer agenda, I mean, the media, it goes on and on and on. But obviously, it's just a fact of life, right? We can accept that the NBA is 80% black. We can accept the fact that, most of the crimes are committed by black, whatever. It's not about a hatred. It's just, stating the facts, which, of course, you cannot say the truth within miles of these weirdo propagandists, quote unquote journalists, these weirdo pinko commie rag hacks. First of all, I'm not Cuban, and I've never needed a single Jewish person to help me succeed in this country. Okay. In fact, we all know you only help each other out, reads a March post from Quadros' X account, whatever, amid an online exchange about Jewish connections to the Cuban community in Miami. In Quadros' 20-minute interview with Suarez, posted on her YouTube channel on May 31, the mayor, who notes he is wearing his Bitcoin shoes, boasts that Donald Trump was the first person to call him after he dropped out of the presidential race last summer, and declares his willingness to join the former president on the 2024 campaign trail. So shout out to Linda, right? She got exactly what she wanted. She interviewed the mayor. She scooped the entire fake news media in Florida, and they are incredibly angry about it. And I'm sure they have some other reasons to be mad at Linda. And here's Linda herself on her own Instagram account, briefly addressing the situation. I'm sure she's absolutely loving this. I know I would be if I had the attention of the SF Standard or the SF Gate or any of these weirdo propagandists, but let's see what she has to say.
Hey guys, time to do a wellness check on the Miami liberal media, shall we?
Hi, I'm Tom Finkel, editor-in-chief of the Miami New Times, and I'm here because it's the last...
This is the guy, editor-in-chief of the Miami New Times. That's him. These are always the people, right? Well, okay, not always. There's plenty of blame to go around, whether it's the awfuls,
the affluent white female liberals in the Democrat Party,
or whether look, I won't get into it, but this guy, really? Do you think this guy is going to tell you the truth? But I digress.
Week of our first ever spring membership drive, and I want to encourage you to contribute to our newsroom. You might have heard that times are tough in the journalism business, and that's true.
Yeah, Tom, so it's not just a hard time for journalists, it's a hard time for you, because nobody wants to read your garbage newspaper. But then again, we had a one-to-one one time, and you decided to continue to work in behalf of Democrat operatives like Billy Corbin, and now you're begging for money on the internet. But let's check in on more media. Sad, very, very sad. Here is Democrat operative Billy Corbin crying because the socialist reporter Sarah Blasky of the Miami Herald is no longer going to be in Miami. And that happened after, of course, we exposed her for having socialist tasks in her past that her employer did not know about. Interesting how that works. And of course, how could we forget that the number one hater of Cuban Americans and Trump supporters, Fabiola Santiago, resigned last month after 40 years of terror. And that is the liberal media in Miami collapsing in real time. Toodles.
Okay, well, there they are, once again addressing this issue with the Cubans. I think she's actually Colombian, but that doesn't matter. And the caption reads, checking in on the Miami liberal media, Miami New Times, Miami Herald, who won't allow me to tag them. It's a great day to troll the fake news media who works on behalf, I guess, of special interests and Democrats. Must be a sad day when people like me take over your role, and it's happening all over the place. Right? The days of the gatekeeper, three-letter media agencies are long gone, and there's loads of people who are ready, willing, and able to take those positions and do it far more effectively, also independently and authentically.